Okay, moving on. The next item on our agenda is the Blakewood Land Development Update.
Dan will be joining me for this one, but we will, I'll give kind of a brief overview and thank you to the people who have come to speak tonight. Really grateful to the people who came out to the 2 community sessions. Just as a reminder, the goal of the project is to continue to expand our work that we're doing within our career and technical education programming and all of those types of things. And this came up as an opportunity to partner with another school district, given the fact that the land is there. And so we decided that the first thing we would do is survey the land and make sure that the land was usable. And the next thing we would do is go to the community and see if there was interest in us moving forward. And based on the first step, we went out to the community, and based on the second step, tonight we are recommending that we pursue different avenues besides using that land in order to continue to push the career and technical education programming and build our construction trades program. We did have about over 50 people that came out from the community, and it was about, I would say 2/3 of them said, please don't move forward, but please continue to expand your construction trades program. And then there were quite a few people who have been pretty aggressive to ask us to make sure we do start the program sooner than later. And so we're looking into other avenues, one of which continues to be that partnership with the neighboring school district who has an established program. So we'll be able to hopefully have some kids still continue to go shadow wherever they do decide to build this next year. Our students in our construction trades program have entered some local competitions and some statewide competitions. They're building greenhouses as we speak to be able to learn some of those same skills, and then to be able to expand those skills so that they're eligible for certifications during their time in high school. We're just starting to pursue some other avenues for that. So I don't know if you have anything else you wanted to add to that.
No, I would
one,
just
Mr. Arnold?
emphasize that, so about 55 people attended both sessions. And just like Deidre said, there is support for developing hands-on practical skills. It sounds like that's not so much the issue. It is the site, it is the developing of houses there. So as a result, we are recommending that we move on and pursue other options at this time.
So my question, you said the district paid for a surveyor to survey that area. Did he survey everything in
Specifically
Blakewood?
that wooded area.
So nothing north of that wooded
Correct.
area was surveyed.
Correct.
Okay.
That was outside the scope of the.
Sure. Yeah, I didn't know if we.
Yep.
Because, yeah. Okay, that's all.
So it was really just information item for the board at this time. That's what our recommendation is, unless it's kind of a gut check from the board. If you want us to keep going, we will. But at this time, we're recommending we pursue something else instead.
I have one question. I was at both of those events and they were fantastic. It was great to get all the information and hear about the potential program and just all the wonderful opportunities that might create. I'm so glad to hear that we're still looking into other options. Do you know when we might expect an update on what those other options might be, or is that still TBD?
It's going to be a lot of smaller things in this next year, and then hopefully some bigger developments as we go. As we knew, one of the things we needed to do was work on construction trades teacher, right? And so thankfully the board approved the new engineering teacher. So now we have a new construction trades teacher as well, as we're moving some people around in that department. And we have a lot of growing interest in continuing in the construction trade. So we have, for the first time in a long time, a number of kids signed up next year who are choosing construction trades 3, which is where we wanted. We assured everybody we'd keep working on some of the programming to make sure the kids are moving forward in their skills, and we're keeping working on that. So something larger, there's all kinds of those smaller projects they can do, which is similar to what, our neighboring district was doing in years that they didn't have land. So they would build sheds, or you can do some other things. A few of the things that the community members had recommended during some of those sessions just aren't quite feasible for a school district to do, although they were great suggestions, right? But not really things we can do. And so things like partnering with the city to be working on the new apartment complex that's going up downtown. That's not as a school district, that would be a little bit more complicated for us to get engaged in and do with the city at that point. And so what those are, we'll be back with more information once we know. It's not public comment during this time, so you're welcome to email school board members if you'd like to share some thoughts.
Okay, I reached out a couple of times, but I haven't gotten any word back.
Yep. Ms. Elef will come over and take your information and we'll make sure that we reach back out to you.
So just on the Blakewood project, I just want to thank, everyone who came out. I was concerned about that area. And I think one great thing with the organizations we have, I know Brooke Gilly, who works at the Weir Nature Center, suggested that we even work on more partnership where the kids who go to Blakewood outside actually come and learn what a great asset like the Blakewood Woods, like the old times of getting maple syrup or even that whole area. Because I think a lot of people forget what's actually over there. It's like the woods, the playground, the baseball fields, but that's just kind of is like people just thinking doesn't really know how significant that area is, especially the oak trees and everything. I don't think a lot of people understand how unique of a ecosystem exists there. So as our school district is in education, I think we definitely should focus on that, even with like the grade school kids and middle school kids. So thank you.
Okay.
And if I'd like to add to that, people who left their homes on a cold Wednesday night do so because you care about our community and recognize that. And thank you all for coming.
And just so the board is aware, we also are preparing a communication to go back out to that community to let everybody know kind of what the decision was. Is that night, a couple of people asked a question like, how would we know what gets decided? And I shared we'd talk about it at a board meeting and then we'd send out some sort of communication. So we'll be sending something out, letting the communities know what our decision was and that we're not moving forward at this time.
And in fact, I may also want to recognize the effort of the administration to consider pursuing the directions from the board, of increasing our focus on career and technical education and exploring this opportunity fully. And we're not done. Steps to take. Look forward to it.
Thank you.
Thank you, David.
Yeah.
That was informational only, right?
That was it.
No
So
there.
we have our first customer. I could do.